Hi guys, this is Jennifer, and I'm here to talk about hypoxic brain injury again. I had the hypoxic brain injury as a result of a massive pulmonary embolism, and I am making these videos just to bring more awareness to what that is like, because there's just not enough information out there. I have looked just for myself because I wanted to know, what to expect. So I know if I'm looking, there's at least one other person in this world that's looking, right? So, if it's not there, then create it yourself. So that's what I'm doing. So my topic today is, when are you gonna get better? Yeah, that's my topic. Because that's what everybody wants to know. I mean, there's a point where you want to know that, obviously. But that is what the rest of the world will be asking you all the time. And it's, when are you going to get better? Or how long does that last? Or, well, what can they do for that? Okay, so those are, just be prepared. Those are the questions you're going to be asked. And, okay, here's one answer from my neurologist, is that yes, the brain can do healing. But it's, everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's brain is different. And, they have this saying, and anybody who has brain injury has heard it. All neurologists seem to know it, is if you've seen one brain injury, you've seen one brain injury. Because they're all different. It doesn't matter, if you had the exact same, circumstances. The way that it affects you is completely unique to you. So one person may have a full recovery, within just, 6 months or so. Some, they may need extra help, therapies and things like that, to get back to, a very functional life. And then, you have some that they don't recover. And, you just have to accept, okay, my life is different. It changed. And, how am I going to manage this from now on? So, the neurologist told me that pretty much any symptoms that you are still having at about a year out from your brain injury, you can pretty much expect that those are probably not going to go away. That all the healing is usually done within that first year. Now, you can heal. Some people do heal longer, but it's just most likely you should expect that those are probably just going to be with you. And, it can get worse. Like, some things won't even show up until a year later or 2 years later. I mean, so it's just everybody is different. Everybody is different. And I would not have thought that I would be sitting here 4 years out and really still dealing with the effects of the pulmonary embolism on me. I really didn't. I think maybe if I had known going into it that there was brain injury, I think I might have had a better expectation about, what healing and recovery look like. But since I thought I was only recovering from the typical pulmonary embolism symptoms, I was pretty disappointed. That there were things that just, they weren't getting better. And I'm actually a part of some online support groups for pulmonary embolism, and I realized pretty early that these people don't have the same symptoms that I have. These people are not dealing with the stuff that I am dealing with. And, that's what really started me to searching, like, what is wrong with me? What happened that made me so different? So, yeah, it was through those that I really saw, like, oh, it's not normal for everybody to have tremors. Okay. It's not normal for everybody to have the myoclonic jerks. Okay. Just, now, it is normal for them to be very tired, because any type of healing, I mean, just major healing that you have to do, it takes a lot of energy. And that, that's why sleep is so important, is because that's where all the, healing and refreshing and renewing happens. And so when you are someone like me who doesn't get good sleep, you can expect that your healing is not going to go as well as somebody who, does get that good restorative sleep. So when I talk to people and I start telling them some of the things I deal with, I get different reactions. Oh gosh. Everybody seems to become an expert. They become like medical professionals, and they're like, well, did you try this? Did you go to this? Did you do this? And it's like, especially 4 years out, it's exhausting having to go through and just, look, I have done everything. I have been to every type of specialist. I have had all kinds of tests. I am, taking these medicines, and, I'm doing these, therapies, and, all of that. I'm doing everything that I know to do. You know, just assume that I just assume that I have actually done pretty much everything. Unless I'm asking you, you know, if I'm just telling you about what I deal with, I don't really need any more, you know, um, diagnosis or prescriptions or whatever. And I know you're just trying to be nice, but I'm just saying I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from just having to deal with everything, having to go to all these different doctors, having to make decisions, about what, is the best thing for my health. And so if I'm not asking, then, just be supportive. Just listen. That's all I'm really needing. Um, but I mean, I may, if I know that you're like somebody who has experienced something similar, and I may ask for opinions then, but most of the time I'm just explaining, hey, this is what I deal with. Because okay, I take a lot of medicine, and I don't like taking medicine. Nobody likes taking medicine. And so I get told a lot, oh, well, I don't like taking medicine. I try not to take medicine unless I absolutely have to. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't like taking medicine either. I don't. I take this medicine because I have to. And for whatever reason, when it comes to brain stuff, like, that's a limit for people. They're just, I can't see the actual scars and the injury, so it's not as valid. But I mean, I always make the comparison to, if you've got somebody who is diabetic, you are not going to tell them not to take their medicine. You are not going to tell them, well, I personally try not to take any medicine. You're going to tell that person that they need to be listening to their doctor, and they need to, take whatever medicines to help their body function, because one of their organs has decided it doesn't know what it's doing anymore, and it is not producing whatever it's supposed to be producing. It's not using it the way it's supposed to do. It's not working the way that it's supposed to. So they need medicine to help them get back, their body working the best that it can, even though it's not going to cure it. And we know that they're going to be on this medicine for the rest of their lives. We're not going to tell them not to take that medicine. Well, I need people to understand that the medicines that I take are doing the same thing for my brain. They're doing things that, my brain is not able to do on its own anymore. They are helping to keep me functional. And, there might be better things out there. I don't know. But this is what I have come up with the medical team that I have. And, I'm doing the best I can. with the information I have. And like I said, it gets overwhelming as it is because there's a lot of different things that you have to think about. But I certainly do not take any medicine just for the fun of it. I do not take any medicine, that I don't feel like is actually helping me to function as fully as I can. Okay, so yes, when I tell people, the things they want to know, what can be done, because people just don't want to believe that sometimes there's nothing that can be done. Sometimes you just have to deal with whatever it is. If it's a pain, you have to just learn to deal with it. If it's, extreme tiredness, exhaustion, you just have to learn to deal with it. And I don't think that it means that, I am like giving up by coming to an acceptance of, okay, well, this is where I'm at. This is my reality, and I'm just going to make the best of it. I don't think that makes me any weaker. But yeah, I mean, there are things that I am probably not ever going to get better from. And I guess what's sad, and my neurologist even like tried to point this out to me, because I get it. I mean, I have been like up and down, emotionally through this whole thing. The fact that I am alive after what I've been through, that alone is a miracle. That is a blessing. That is more than what could have been expected. So, yes, I have to deal with some symptoms of, the brain injury, but I'm alive. I mean, that's really the way that you have to look at it is, okay, yes, it is frustrating because I didn't have to deal with this before, but I had the embolism. It happened. And there was only two ways it was going to go. And I got the better end because I'm still living, even though I'm living with, the long-term effects from the brain injury. I am still living. Some people, they didn't get that. And so, I need to keep that perspective at the front of my mind every time I start kind of getting that woe is me feeling. Like, why am I not getting better? I mean, I do. I get frustrated because there are things I want to do and my body will not let me. And I just get so mad because it's just, I feel like I am young and should be healthy enough to be able to do, these different things. But reality, I'm not. Reality, I did have this injury that is going to affect my life, and I can only do what I can do. And I need to just, accept that there are limitations for me now that weren't there before, that aren't there on, most people of my age, but they are there for me, and I have to respect that. That's just the way my body works now. So, okay. So when do I get better? I may not. The likelihood is that I won't. Stronger likelihood is that I will actually get worse in some ways. What am I going to do about it? I am going to take each day as it comes and see it as a blessing. It is another day that I probably shouldn't even be here. It was a gift